What's going on, good people? You know who it is. It's your boy M-I-Corleone. Beats by the Kilo Productions. Podcast, music productions. People having label problems. NBA Youngboy.
Sources. You never know. All right. Now, Youngboy has called out his label. He said, I was going #1 2 weeks straight with the mixtape, so they took it down off the charts. I don't give a F. You still can't stop me. Don't sign to Atlantic. If you an artist, they're not going to support you, especially if you live a certain way. And then he said, why blackball me? I'm the good guy.
I had zero.
Now, look, I didn't even know NBA Youngboy was signed to Atlantic Records. And Charlemagne saying that he didn't even know NBA Youngboy was signed to Atlantic Records. See, Angela Yee's reporting this. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. Salute. Envy, what up? Charlemagne, what up? Yee, what up? But, so, Angela Yee got the inside connects with Atlantic Records. You know what I mean? She's going, whatever Youngboy is saying, she's going, go ahead. So she went and did some research. So NBA Youngboy is having a problem because the label supposedly took down his album for a day or something like that for, whatever reason. He says, they're hating on him, blackballing him, whatever. But Angela Yee did some research and
I did. That NBA Youngboy was signed to Atlantic Records. I didn't know NBA Youngboy was on a major label.
Well, now I got a little bit of intel on this. And so from what I'm hearing is that they wanted to actually, from what I'm hearing, Youngboy's manager wanted to take one of the songs off the album. There were originally 20, the mixtape, the album, and they wanted to only be 19. One of the songs was removed, so they had...
So, what she's saying is, not Atlantic Records, but the production company signed to Atlantic Records is the people that's responsible for getting the album taken down. Now, this all comes around with NBA Youngboy should know who he signed directly to, and it's not Atlantic Records. And he should know the deal that his production label is signed to Atlantic Records with. See, this is the problem. A lot of times these young boys' teams are supposed to be the first production label that they sign with. Like me, I got Beats by the Kilo Productions. I sign artists. When I sign an artist, now what I say that I'm going to give them is I'm going to promote the F out of you. I'm going to do whatever I got to do. Come out of pocket for you. Do whatever I got to do to get you popping. But when we go to Atlantic Records, I'm going to basically get you to that spot to where it's dope. We're going to have this meeting with Atlantic Records. Or we're going to have this meeting with Interscope. I'm going to be the one that's going to bring you there. You keep on making your music. I'm going to handle this part. I'm going to get you your beats. I'm going to make sure we own everything. And I'm going to take care of the business end of things. And that's what you signed to me for. And this is what these young boys signed for at the beginning for their little 10 stacks or whatever, you know what I mean? But, and this is what happens. They know that they're signing to a team like this, that has bread, and it's a level up from where they're currently at, being 17, 18 years old, finally out on your own, Mines might be getting on, like in my situation at that time. Mine's got 15 years clean now. So support to her, love her to death. But in NBA Youngboy's case, I don't know the whole situation. But listen to this.
To repopulate it, so the label never took the album down. They just had to remove one song that they requested for them to remove.
Youngboy should have knew.
That's
that.
the news that I'm hearing.
Does NBA Youngboy need a major label though? Like, what does a major label do for Youngboy? He doesn't get no radio play. He got the internet on
you're
lock.
right.
Like,
Absolutely
what
right.
do he need a major label for?
Absolutely right.
I mean, he's been signed for a while there. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, so maybe that's
What did they do for him?
Is, you know?
See what I'm saying? So he been signed over there for a while. Nobody knew this. Now you see where the political shit comes in at? He didn't even know. Charlemagne is in New York. He's involved. He's involved in the game. He knows the game. You know what I mean? He's like a world-class poker player. He knows the game. Like, he knows what's going on. And he didn't even know NBA Youngboy was signed, let alone to Atlantic. Alright. That goes to show you one thing, that these labels, they want the artists to look like they're still independent. And in many ways, the artist still is kind of independent, but they're signed to the production deal. Now, the production deal got them to deal with Atlantic. So the production deal got a label deal off what you're doing. Like, they pumped you up. They got you all this. Now they got a label deal off your situation. A lot of the times, like in Fetty Wap's situation, Fetty Wap's with Atlantic. Fetty Wap went diamond. 10 million records sold. They say Nitty dropped the ball, whatever. I don't know. The production label that he was signed to from out Patterson, New Jersey. You know, when Fetty Wap didn't really have nothing at all, and you know, when Monty was supposed to be the artist to blow up and all that, and you know, they had these songs though. So when it was time to do business, the boy Nick, or whatever his name is, I'm not too familiar, but he had Fetty Wap on contract. He had his signature. So therefore, anything that goes down gotta go through Nick. I mean, that's his artist, and yeah, he got you the deal at Atlantic. So he got the deal at Atlantic. It's all through him. Everything goes through him. If he wants to shut it down, he can shut it down. That's through him. So you should have a direct line through your production label at all times. That's why if I feel as though I don't have the chemistry with the artist to always be around them, or for them to be comfortable enough to speak their minds to me, like the same stuff that Lil Xan's going through right now. He was signed to Stat Quo. He wasn't signed to the major. Stat Quo was signed to the major as his business. So that's where a lot of people's getting it wrong. The same with the homie PNB Rocks. Salute Philly all day. But he signed a production deal from the beginning. When you sign a production deal, they, like Death Row, it's no different. Who else? Rockefeller, it's no different. They just had Def Jam backing. But in this case, all these artists have Atlantic Records backing them. And you can't be mad at Atlantic Records, because, you know, when an artist signs, you know, they sign to where as though every time, like in Fetty Wap's case. Alright. So Fetty Wap goes diamond. Atlantic Records makes their investment back plus more than you could fucking ever imagine in your life. Just think of all the money that Fetty Wap made during his run. Right. Crazy, right? So, they might have gave, now they're not even giving Fetty Wap his check. Fetty Wap's check doesn't have Atlantic Records on the top left-hand side of it. It has Nick the Great, or whatever his name is. Salute the homie. You know what I mean? Because he did his thing with that whole deal. Nick, or whatever his name, he got the situation with Atlantic Records. So, it's his deal. So, in other words, so I'm going to break it down in layman's terms. Alright. Beats by the Kilo signs Cheddar Bob. Right? Cheddar Bob then starts popping a little bit. We get on buzzing through Philly. Buzzing. Cosmic Kev got him on the come up show now. We get him up there. We got him buzzing through Philly. Right? Now, MC Cheddar Bob was nobody when we met him. You know what I mean? He was drinking, he was still drinking Coke 900s. Them $1.50 beers and all that for a 40 ounce. So, with this being said, MC Cheddar Bob starts popping. Now, we start shopping them around all these labels, so we had them signed from when we first met them. We tell them, look, we got this studio, because he don't have nowhere to record, none of that. So we tell them, we got the studio you can record in whenever. We got weed for you, we got this for you, drink for you, whatever. Just chill, we gonna promote you. This, sign this contract, we got this little 5 bands, 1,500 for you, 5 bands for you. And at the time, they're taking a big risk, because it's MC fucking Cheddar Bob. Nobody don't want to sign MC fucking Cheddar Bob. But now, Beats by the Kilo gets MC Cheddar Bob pussy popping on a fucking handstand. Shout out to Nelly. BET Uncut shit. If you don't remember that, you don't remember nothing. So, Beats by the Kilo gets this bull popping through Philly. We get MC Cheddar Bob on the come up show. Cosmic Kev, we get him down to K-Slay. We get him everywhere he needs to be. Right. So then what happens? MC Cheddar Bob starts drawing the eyes of these labels. Now, MC Cheddar Bob could have damn well went to the come up show and fumbled the ball and messed up his whole freestyle, which would have messed up his whole stock, which would have messed up my whole investment. But I still gave Cheddar Bob his money. I still let him record in my studio. I still, took him out to the strip club. I still tried to get his IG popping. I still put videos out on the man. Alright, he dropped the ball. I take the loss. It's a wrap. 10 grand loss. I don't even want to mess with it no more. MC Cheddar Bob, you're free to go. We don't, you know what I mean? Go ahead. But I might keep him under the paperwork for a little bit. You're free to go make music. Go ahead. Get yourself hot. And then we come back to the table. That's why, you see these artists that are signing somebody and then they get bought out of their contract like that because, the artists don't want nothing to do with them at the time. So, therefore, on the type time like that, it's a little bit different because MC Cheddar Bob could blow up while I'm promoting him. Now, that's the chance that I'm taking. I'm putting this money in the MC Cheddar Bob. So if he blows up off this Cosmic Cat freestyle and this K Slay Keep freestyle, and now all these labels got interest in him. Now, I got them under that paperwork. So now they got to come holler at me, which in turn means that everything that MC Cheddar Bob gets from Atlantic Records comes to me first. And then I'm a spoon feed. Not even spoon feed MC Cheddar Bob because it's business. I'm going to give MC Cheddar Bob his money. Because it comes to me first. Because I took the gamble. And it's like stocks. If I get an IPO on allbirds.com, I don't know if allbirds.com is going to pop or not. How the fuck do I know? How would I know in that situation? But if I just take the chance on them and buy them for $15 a stock, they might tank or they might blow up. And that's the same thing in the music industry. Now, when somebody like PNB Rock goes diamond, they got these clauses in these contracts where, alright, you go diamond, okay? Alright, the clauses will be, for every million you make, every time's platinum you go, every time platinum you go, because we don't know if you're going to go platinum or not. I'm talking about, this is the contract that I'm signing for MC Cheddar Bob at Atlantic Records. Okay, so every time Cheddar Bob goes platinum, we get a push up. You know, we might get a bonus, $1 million bonus every time he goes platinum or something like that. Just say, and then he goes 10 times platinum. The label's not expecting that. All right, so now it's so much money being brought in with them and all this, and they know that on the second album they're gonna have to really pay MC Cheddar Bob, and they didn't really have to pay him that much at first because you know they capped talking about these $1 million deals and all that, but that's what they paid Beats by the Kilo for MC Cheddar Bob, for MC Rainy Ran, and my whole crew that I got in Beats by the Kilo, whoever, MC Rainy Ran, MC Chasey Chase, MC Gunny Gun, and MC Rock. I got five people signed to me. So now, you know, I get to deal with Atlantic. I break them off a little son because they're not really hot, but we're keeping them around in the fold. So now they're with MC Cheddar Bob, but we gotta promote MC Rainy Ran because his album's coming up next, and then MC Chasey Chase is on that too. So Fetty Wap situation. All right. If we're Atlantic Records and Drake, somebody who we can't even pay for a verse. We can't pay for a verse from Drake. But he drops a verse on your song. He makes a remix to your song, your Fetty Wap. Or your MC Cheddar Bob. And Drake messes with your song. And this is what happens. You decide that you want to keep MC Chancey Chance or Chase, whatever his name was, on there and put that on the album instead of the version with Drake. Because you want to show your love and your loyalty to MC Chase. What's Atlantic Records supposed to do in that situation? I know if I'm the CEO of Atlantic Records and I find out that this is what's going on. Oh really? Oh really? You think that we're gonna give up this Drake feature on this song because you, Cheddar Bob, who signed for $1,500 because you ain't have shit, and M-I-Corleone took a risk on you, signed you for $1,500 and put you in the booth, put some money behind you, put some videos behind you, got you hot, got you up to Cosmic Cab, got you signed. Right. Now, now, really think about this. I want everybody to really think about this. If you're, say, the CEO of Atlantic Records, and you hear about this, and it's like August when Drake drops, and you hear about this, and you know that every January you gotta reach a certain quota, right? Because your jobs aren't really on the line. And you signed this Beats by the Kilo Productions, so you wind up in turn getting MC Cheddar Bob in that, which got you a song that's 10 times platinum on its own. So with Drake on the album, sales are going to go where? Where do you think it's going to go? But you, MC Cheddar Bob, want to show your loyalty to MC Chase, who signed for $500 because he really wasn't popping at all. And, you know, Beats by the Kilo took a chance on him and, you know, put him in the studio, put videos, put clothes on him, did all that type stuff, took him out to, you know, Florida to meet with this one, took him out to New York to meet with this one, did all this on my dollar. So now I'm going to look at MC Cheddar Bob like, oh man, he's just a problem. Like, he got Drake, the biggest artist out, probably the biggest artist living. Since Michael Jackson and Prince is dead now, I'm gonna say he's right now. Drake is the biggest. Adele. No, I would say Drake right now is grossing the most money. Period. Out of any artist living. And to get that feature, and you drop the ball, Fetty. Let's listen to a little bit more of what they got to say about this. Hold up, cause it's not even done. That's the crazy part. Cause now we gotta talk about Meek. This is the crazy part. No,
Meek was saying he had a problem with the same label too.
Yeah, now Meek also has accused Atlantic Records of, he said, I made Atlantic Records hundreds of millions and let them rape me out of Roddy, artists they came to me about in jail. They still saying I can't drop music until 9 months after my last album got blackballed. Just Rapped Buildings and Nina Art with Talent. Roddy my youngin' still, but that label separated us instantly when the millions came in from him. Same thing they tried to do with me and Rose. It takes a long time to catch up too, because most of them tied in for the love of some money. Artists scared to speak up. Now,
Right.
I heard about this too.
Okay. Now, hold up. I'm on hold up.
Because I asked. And so what they're saying about this is that Meek Mill is really signed to MMG, who has a deal with Atlantic. So whatever deal was worked out that way. And also with Roddy Ricch. I don't know if I'm supposed to say all that, so I'll wait.
Okay.
What are these new
All right. Bang. She just said it right there. The problem that Meek has isn't with Atlantic Records. It's with MMG directly. Now, if MMG is more focused on gunplay dropping, or let's just say, I'm just saying, gunplay dropping, or how about they're more focused on, how about they're transferring, they're saying that Wingstop is making no more bread over there, so they're going to incorporate their big money people, gainers. Yo, go over to Wingstop and check this out. But what's up with over there? The record, man, we ain't worried about them records like that right now. We pushing. So now Meek's beef is with Ross. Or is it with Ross? Because I'm sure MMG was a whole fortress of people who was doing their thing. So now artists gotta remember, when you take a gamble and sign with a production company, you have to make sure that this production company knows what they're doing. You gotta make sure that you have some type of say in the production company, and what maybe what goes, if this is what level you're at, if you're popping. But if you ain't got 100 followers on Instagram, and if you just keep on talking about everybody in your hood knows you, but it can't be shown with black and white, and it can't be shown to the labels in black and white. Now what's happening there is people is just thinking that their talent is supposed to be what they're worth. Now in this game called business, in the music industry, that's not how it works. You're not gonna get nowhere. Nope. Your album ain't coming out. It's like a fucking mustard stain. John is not coming out. So you better be prepared to drop mixtapes. You better be prepared to get on your Spotify, and you better be prepared to just start your own. If you think you can get there on your own, do it. Do it. Put your own money up. Gamble on yourself. But if you don't think you could do it, or if you don't have the money to do it, now you gotta try to get with a production company. And some production companies are out to rape their artists. And some production companies like Beats by the Kilo, we're here to big our artists up. We're here to show our artists that they can make it in this music industry, and that they have a person and a team behind them that's going to have their back 100% throughout anything that goes on in this industry. Whether or not they got to go up against Suge Knight and them, or whether or not they got to go in the boardroom with Jimmy Iovine and them. They're going to get you right. You know.